which is why this method is so powerful, because you can choose any pro sensitivity and they will fit on the spectrum. I guarantee it. They will fit somewhere on the spectrum, and you can find the pro sensitivity if your body is designed for it. If your body has the same sensitivity as Simple or Device, you're gonna find it here somehow. You know? Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Clone. I thank you for clicking on this video. It's gonna be my first commentary video about sensitivity, specifically in Counter-Strike, but this could apply to Apex Legends, Call of Duty, any FPS that requires a mouse and keyboard. I'm gonna start this playlist called like FPS Academy or Coach Clone or whatever. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call it yet, to be honest, but you guys can let me know down below in the comment section. I will have my Twitch page linked as well if you guys like this video and want more content from me. I'm going to be streaming every Saturday, Sunday night at 7 PST, starting at 7 PST. And then for Wednesday nights, I'm going to be starting at 7:30 PST. So if you want to reach me over there, that's probably going to be a more active way to reach me. But I'm also going to be active in the comment section. If you guys like this video, leave it a like and subscribe to me on YouTube. That'd be greatly appreciated, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my future videos. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Hey guys, so actually, I might have lied a little bit by saying we're going to get right into the video, because we're actually going to have to stay in Windows for a second to check out your mouse sensitivity or your mouse settings or whatnot. So going into my Logitech G Pro wireless settings on here, how you get here is the Logitech G Hub. You can type it in right here. Just type in Logitech and it'll show up right there. If you don't have that installed, I'll leave it down in the description below. If you have a Logitech mouse, this is what you should be using. For at least mice from the past, probably like 7 years or something. Like, they'll probably have a setting for this somehow. There's another software, I think, as well. But as you can see, my Pro Wireless is right here, and then my webcam's right here. The only reason they show two of them, don't worry about it, it's from the firmware update that they just installed. It's charging right now, so I'm just like this one, and then go to sensitivity. So on my sensitivity, I started at 400 naturally, because I just started at 400. My mouse was like stock put at 400 DPI, and I got used to like the whole desktop accuracy and everything like that. But someone told me that you should switch to 800, and I was like, why would you do that? Why would you just make it harder on yourself, right? Well, actually, if you switch it to 800, when you think about it, you're actually registering more information on the mouse side. By halving your sensitivity in game, then it makes it so CSGO doesn't really need to capture that much, because they only need to capture half the dots per inch, right, on CSGO side versus double on your mouse side, which is what you want, because the mice is only like, this mouse is only like 3 or 4 years old, and Counter-Strike's 20 years old on a god-awful engine. So that's why you want to do it mainly. For newer games, it might not matter as much, but you might as well do it, because 800 is standard nowadays for pretty much everything. I know it's going to suck when you're like in desktop mode and you're like, oh no, I'm just trying to click on Face It here, and I just went all the way to the corner and just like clicked the recycling bin. But trust me, it'll be worth it if you just have a couple days to get used to that. In summary, put this at 800, and as well for your report rate, this is also called polling rate. Some mice go up to 1,000, like mine goes up to 1,000, because mine's like pretty expensive, right? But if yours is just stock like Death Adder or something like that, I don't think it goes past 500, which is totally fine. Like, that's totally fine. But if you have 1,000, just put it at 1,000, just cause, you know. 100 GPI. Remember, don't worry about your sensitivity. Just switch it to 800. Trust me. We'll have your sensitivity and then fix your sensitivity later anyway. So without further ado, let's actually get into the game and change those settings around. Alright guys, so we made this to the Counter-Strike homepage. Hopefully you did as well, or any game you're playing, obviously. These are interchangeable. For the Apex Legends, you're going to be going to the firing range or whatever it's called. For Call of Duty, you can go to like the tutorial or whatever like that. Just something that's offline, or you could play a game too, like a quick play match like Call of Duty does, but just get ready to play a match with random sensitivities. So got Dr. Phil in the corner, ready to go. Play CSGO over here, and then we're gonna hit workshop maps. If this is just default blank for you, then you can go to visit workshop and then type in the link I'm gonna put in the description. It's gonna link you to AimBots, which is a bot tool that a lot of pros use, pretty much all pros use, for warm-up, training, etc. It's going to spawn bots in random areas to let you simulate more intense firing positions that you're going to be in during game. So it's going to help you out a lot. So you're going to hit custom and then just go. I'm playing at 1280 by 1024 stretch resolution, which means that my resolution right here is 4:3, which means it would default to black bars, where it would just squish the image so it would actually keep hold of that 16:9 ratio that my monitor actually is. But since I asked it to be stretched, it's going to stretch the whole screen. I'm gonna get better, like bigger view models. This view model is not as big on 1080p. But getting into this, so we have currently the sensitivity of 0.99. That's what I'm at right now. For my auto exec is 0.99 at 800 dpi. 1000 polling rate again. So let's see. I got the mousepad right here. I'm gonna start at the very center of this euletical line. You see this line right here. It goes down the middle, and then we're gonna see how far I actually go in a circle by going laterally from the left side of the mousepad all the way to the right side of the mousepad. And when I run out of space is when I'm gonna be marking where I'm actually gonna be. So we start around here, and then we go from the left to the right. Try not to move vertically. Try not to move vertically, sorry. Just move laterally on the x-axis. And then you see right about there, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so the edge of the mousepad got us like this far. So realistically, we can say that's about 180 degrees for me. So that's for my resolution and this mousepad size, which is not what I use. I'm just using an example. So I would also recommend getting a bigger mousepad than this to have more leeway when you get a slower sensitivities and stuff like that. If you have this and you're really struggling because you keep having to like pick up your mouse, it's gonna be really annoying. Just get them like 20 bucks on Amazon or something like that. Just get a huge one, in my opinion. So you see that's 180 degrees. We're actually gonna write that down because that's your current sensitivity. So if your current sensitivity is 1.5, 1.2, write it down right here. So we got I'm gonna write this down right now. 0.99 is my sensitivity. And I saw that could go about 180 degrees, give or take. It doesn't need to be exact. Don't do any like decimal placements here. Just figure out, hey, if I start my mouse at the edge of my mousepad, right here on the left side, I move laterally, not vertically, all the way across, how far do I get? For me, it's 180 degrees. So you want to make that 360. This is going to be your max sensitivity. So you're going to maybe have to guess a bunch. If you're like at the 1.75 or something, like whatever sensitivity you're at, you're going to have to guesstimate and keep experimenting to find out what gets you to 360 degrees from the left side of the mousepad to the right. That's going to be your maximum, because you don't want to be doing more than one 360 in one mousepad movement. That would be stupid, right?
Oh my god! Are they not recording? Are you recording, Crickshaw?
So you're gonna start there, left side of the mousepad, 0.99. I saw that going to the right of the mousepad, I actually got 180 degrees. So logically speaking, we would go twice that, which is about 2. It doesn't need to be exact. You don't need to be doing decimal placements. It's totally fine like this. This is gonna be your absolute max sensitivity you're gonna choose. So going from left to right, you see right here. So I'm gonna start at the edge of my mousepad again, moving laterally, not vertically, all the way across, trying to move vertically, and going all the way. Eventually getting to about, all right, I got further, but that's like the edge, and you don't want to be there. So let's just say that's 360. It really doesn't need to be perfect. This is not going to be your sensitivity, probably not anywhere near it, honestly, but it's all part of the process. So you're going to try this out, and you're going to be like, wow, this is fast. Hold on, what are you telling me to do? We're getting there. We're closer than we were before. So you're just going to try it out, be like, okay, that's that. And then once you're done with that, then you're gonna write down the sensitivity you have right now. So your max, you got 0.99 in the middle for me, and then your max right here, your max right here is gonna be 2 for me because of 360 degrees. So figure out your own max sensitivity, and then for your minimum sensitivity, it's gonna be a little more interesting because then you can, theoretically speaking, you only want to be your lowest possible mount, which is probably not playable for a lot of people, is going to be a 90-degree turn with a full mousepad movement. That is god awful and slow for me, but it might be good for you. I don't know. So we're going to try that. So now I know that my 0.9 sensitivity, 0.99 does 180 degrees. So logically we could half that value, and then we get down to 0.5, right? So I'm going to type in sensitivity 0.5 right here. And then you can see when I start on the left side, it's trying to stay in the center of the map. Right there, left side of the mousepad, moving laterally, not vertically. Moving, and I got about 90, 100 degrees or something like that. That's totally fine. That's gonna be your slowest sensitivity, right? That's absolute minimum. You got two numbers right here. Now, what you want to do is you want to actually find out which one is better. I know it's going to be tough. 0.5 versus 2, that's high and very low. But you're going to keep trying it out. So I'm going to try it out for myself. This is my 0.5 sensitivity. I'm trying it out for a little bit. Just keep doing that. And then once you found out, like, okay, I got the feel of the sensitivity, even though it's god awful, then you're going to go to the other sensitivity, which is 2 for me. Oh god. So, you're going to be Lightning McQueen.
Bennett stopped. Did he have a technical issue? No, they were thinking of everything.
And you're going to snap heads. No, I'm just kidding. This is probably the worst fucking sensitivity I've played in a while. But, I'm popping heads. I'm popping heads. I'm popping heads. So, that means that I'm theoretically better, or I feel better, with the higher sensitivity than the lower. Which is what a lot of people are going to feel like. Like, they don't want to just, like, be straining their arm every time they move, right? So, with that, we're going to suggest that the 2 sensitivity for me is better. So, how do we actually get down to the mathematics of this and the averages? Well, since I don't like the 0.5, I'm going to take it out, because I don't like it. Alright, you got 0.99 at the bottom there, and then you got 2 at the top. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find the average between the two. And actually, to make this more accurate, you could probably minus this a little bit, because you don't want to just like completely nullify the idea that you can go a little bit lower than your sensitivity is right now. You don't want to eliminate that option for you, right? So just guesstimate on this part. You can change this number to, since this was 0.99, I'm just going to change it to like 0.7. That's reasonable. 0.7 and then 2. So then you're going to find the average of these two, which I don't know, and I need a calculator. Be right back. Bruh. 0.7 plus 2 divided by 2. All right, so 1.35 is our average sensitivity for this first step. So 1.35, basically the hard part's over. This is doing this same thing over and over again until you find your right sensitivity. You guys probably already figured out how this works. So you just choose whether or not you like 0.7 or 2 in this example better. So I'm gonna go back to sensitivity 0.7. Oops. Sensitivity 0.7 right there. So this is 0.7, and I'm gonna try it out a little bit. This feels a lot better than 0.5, that's for sure. By the way, you guys should be playing with these sensitivities for about like a few minutes. Don't just like kill a few bots and say, I'm done with the sensitivity. Just don't do that. Just give it some time, give it like a few minutes at least. This will be totally worth it. If you spend a day on this, you're gonna be spending years of success later on, right? So after I found out, let's say I spent 3 minutes on that one, right? Then you go back to sensitivity 2, 1.025. Now this is gonna start getting in like some serious decimal placements. I would suggest keeping them like that, for accuracy's sake. Then you can simplify it down later, and don't round up or round down right here, because you want to be accurate right here, and then you can round when you put it in your autoexec or put it in your console. So I spent 3 minutes on that one, and then I'm like, I don't like 0.7 anymore, so I'm gonna do that. 1.025. You can see how we're narrowing down our options versus what people normally do, where they just jump into some crazy sensitivity and they give no leeway or options to change the sensitivity to work around that sensitivity. They just choose one option, which is why this method is so powerful, because you can choose any pro sensitivity and they will fit on the spectrum. I guarantee it. They will fit somewhere on the spectrum, and you can find the pro sensitivity if your body is designed for it. If your body has the same sensitivity as Simple or Device, you're going to find it here somehow, you know? Which is why it's so powerful. So we keep going on, and 1.025 is our low, and then 1.35, so I'm going to keep doing this. I'm actually going to time-lapse this part, since you guys don't have to sit through this, but you guys can see my workflow, sorry. Alright guys, so I did that process for about, let's imagine here that I did it for 25 minutes, 30 minutes. It's going to take a bit, but it's going to be totally worth it. Once you actually do think you've been nearby your sensitivity and you're getting into like the hundredths place or the thousandths place, then you're pretty much there. You can take the average of the two. It also is a good indication when you're switching between. So like sometimes you're like low, 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 lower, 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 and then it goes high, lower, high, lower. That's when you start noticing that you're gonna be in your range, and you could probably safely say that that's gonna be your sensitivity. So for me, I just said 1.025. I kept with that one for a while. Then I kind of liked this one, 1.056. So then it got to the point where it was kind of redundant to do anything else. So I just put it the average at 1.045, and that's my final sensitivity. Do not change this for a long time. If you're getting in a slump, try to change up your environment. Try to take a break from the game. Do not change your sensitivity often. That's gonna ruin your muscle memory, especially an average player. It's like, why does a pro like Simple, or why does a pro like this do this sort of thing? You're not a pro. You're still an amateur, so you need to build that muscle memory with a comfortable sensitivity for you, and you need to keep playing with it enough and focus on your game mechanics, such as aiming in general, and such as like pre-firing positions, nade usage, game sense, stuff like that. You need to improve that better with a comfortable sensitivity, so you're always in the same environment and you can safely grow without trying to screw up your muscle memory every time, because you're just making it harder on yourself, right? So I'm pretty sure that covers it. That's how you find your sensitivity in Counter-Strike and other FPS games. If you guys liked this video, I would love it if you guys left a comment down below what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it as well. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm live on Twitch as well, every Wednesday night starting at 7:30 PST, and Saturday and Sunday nights starting at 7 PST. So you guys can reach me over there if you have any other questions. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.